Good evening, Calvary kids, and welcome to Kids on Missions Online. I am so excited that you guys could join us here tonight. We're going to continue our study on missionaries in Southeast Asia. And remember, a missionary is someone who goes somewhere and tells somebody about Jesus. And we're going to be talking about different missionaries in Southeast Asia and how they are reaching people with the good news about Jesus Christ. Now, remember, a couple weeks ago, we talked about Southeast Asia. You'll see it up on the map here. We also talked about a specific nation in Southeast Asia called Cambodia. All right, so you see that coming up on the screen here, Cambodia. And remember, Cambodia has a very specific food that is really prevalent all throughout Southeast Asia, but it's specifically a huge part of the culture in Cambodia. Who can remember what is that food? That's right, it was rice. Remember I had the big jar of rice up here on the stage? And we talked about how rice is such an important part of the culture there in Cambodia. We also talked about how few Christians there are in Cambodia and throughout Southeast Asia. How a lot of people have never heard about Jesus Christ, how he loves them, how he wants to forgive them of their sins. They don't have access to their own Bible. They've never heard the stories. And then last week, we talked about a missionary family that's been in Southeast Asia for the last several years. Who can remember what were their names? That's right, William and Nancy. They're two missionaries, husband and wife, serving in Southeast Asia. And one of the things they have tried to do over the last few years to tell people about Jesus is provide the people there with something very specific. Who can remember what is one of the things they are trying to provide the people there with? That's right, access to medicine. Remember I had the first aid kit up here last week and we talked about how they try to help supply them with things like bandages, like medicine, with whatever they might need for sickness, for illness. They try to come in and share that with them, people that don't have access to it, share it with them, meet their physical needs so that then they can tell people about a spiritual need that they have, and that being that they need Jesus. So tonight, we're going to continue to talk about that. But before I get into that, I've got a new item up here on the stage tonight. Who can tell me what is this? It's a pitcher of water, right? All right. If you wanted to get a cup of nice cold water, what would you do to get that? Maybe you would go to the sink like I did. I went to the sink and just filled up this pitcher with water, right? Maybe some of you have the little thing on your refrigerator that dispenses water to you. Maybe some of you guys have bottled water at home. You would go get a bottle of water. Maybe you guys were outside and just thought, hey, I can just drink the water from the hose. You're not supposed to do that, but maybe you decided, hey, there's water right there. That's one way to get water. There are a ton of ways for us to get water, right? Right. So if I want a cold glass of water, all I've got to do is go to a sink and then fill up a cup, and all of a sudden, I've got access to clean water that I can drink whenever I want, right? Good stuff. All right, so we all agree it's very easy for us to have access to good, clean, cold water. You guys probably don't even worry or don't even think about how am I going to get some water when I need water. Here's the thing though. In a lot of the countries in Southeast Asia, Cambodia being one of them, they don't always have access to clean water. They don't have sinks in their home like you guys do where you can just turn it on and get fresh, clean water. They don't have a refrigerator. They don't have, or even really, they don't even really have a hose where they can just spray clean water out. A lot of them only have access to dirty, filthy water. And so if they want to get water, they either have to find some way to make it clean so that it's drinkable. They either have to travel to where there is clean water, or they just have to drink the dirty water because we need water to survive, right? If you never had anything to drink, if you didn't ever drink water, what's going to happen? You're going to die, right? You need water in order to survive. And a lot of these people don't always have access to clean water. So here's what William and Nancy do. Along with trying to provide the people of Southeast Asia with medical supplies, they also find ways to provide them with clean water, whether that's digging new wells, whether that is bringing devices. They have devices that they make here in the U.S. where you can take a cup of, or you can take like a gallon of dirty, filthy water and pour it in, and what it does is it filters out all the junk and all the bacteria and all the nastiness of the water, and then it comes out on the other side, and it comes out clean water just like we have here in the United States. So they bring with them some of those devices or just different ways in order to purify the water so that people in Southeast Asia have access to clean water so they can just take a cup of water and drink it like we do. And then they don't have to worry about it as much. But again, why would they do this? Why would William and Nancy want to do this? Well, one, because they want to help people. They want people to have access to clean water. They don't want people to get sick. They don't want people to die. But even more so, they want to be able to tell people about Jesus. Again, they're wanting to meet a physical need that these people have. They need water to survive. But then they also want to tell them, hey, not only do we want to give you guys water to help you guys physically, we want to give you the good news about Jesus Christ. That Jesus Christ loves and cares about you. You know, the Bible tells us a story about Jesus and a woman from a town called Samaria. And Jesus is sitting at the well this one day. This woman comes to fill up her bucket with water, and Jesus asks her for a drink. And when Jesus tells her, he tells her that, look, I want to give you living water. I want to give you living water that will let you last forever. And she didn't understand at first. But what Jesus was talking about is he wanted to give her his water, basically, his truth, the gospel, the good news that he had come to die for her sins so that she could live forever with him in paradise. He said, I want to give that kind of water to you, not just water that you drink and then you eventually get thirsty again, but I want to give you water that lasts for all time. Because when we choose to invite Jesus into our heart, when we choose to have a relationship with him, that lasts forever, guys. There's no end to that. And so what William and Nancy are trying to do, they're trying to provide for that physical need, people that need water, but they also want to help those people have living water, the living water of Jesus, the message that Jesus loves them and wants to have a relationship with them and wants to live in heaven with them forever and ever and ever. So now for us, what does that mean for us? Well, here's what I want to challenge you guys to do today. Continue to be thinking about. We're starting to come out of lockdown a little bit here and there. We're going to have you guys hopefully back in the church in a couple weeks. We're really excited about that. But here's what I want to challenge you guys to do. All right? Think of ways, whether it's at home or as you start going outside and seeing other people, think of ways that you can help meet people's needs, whether that's helping your mom or dad, brother, sister. What are some needs? What are some things you can do to help meet people's needs? And then again, be thinking about who you can invite to come with you here to church, to come with us to our summer adventures on Wednesdays, which we'll be talking about in a minute. But think about who you can invite, who you can meet their needs, but also who you can tell people about Jesus. All right? So, before we go, we've got our verse for the month, and it's found in Philippians 2:2. So I want you guys, we're going to say this all together on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Fulfill my joy by thinking the same way, having the same love, sharing the same feelings, focusing on one goal. Philippians 2:2. All right, we're going to keep working on that through the rest of the month. We are almost back here in church, so I'm excited about that. And what I want to remind you guys is not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that, June 3rd, we are starting our brand new Summer Adventure series. And our first Wednesday is going to be Messy Game Night. It is going to be a ton of fun. So June 3rd, here at the church, 6:30. We're going to be out on the football field. We're going to be doing some fun, messy games that might include a chocolate slip and slide, that might include some gummy bears and some shaving cream. So it's going to be a ton of fun. Think about who you can invite to come, because we are going to have a blast, and we're going to be doing all sorts of fun stuff like this throughout the summer. So be thinking about who you can invite, and make sure to bring yourself, all right, so that we can all have fun together. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. Again, if you need anything, please let me know. We want to help you guys. We love you guys. We miss you guys. We are really looking forward to having you back. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the week, and thanks for watching.